that deliver clear entries. Please welcome Chris Sayre.
Anthony, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks
How
for
are
being
you?
here.
Hey,
I'm
thanks for
good.
having us again. Appreciate it. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Good, good. So we ready to roll? About a minute early, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I apologize. Yeah, I
No,
guess we're a
that's
little early.
hey, I'm ready. I got a lot to share, and you know me.
I know.
I get cranked up for these things. Really enjoy them, and appreciate the opportunity once again for you to have us.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, folks, good morning. This is Chris Sayre coming to you live from the Big Trends World headquarters in Lexington, Kentucky. As Anthony was telling you, we're going to be talking about how to trade the Qs, right? Whether you've been trading a little while or for multiple decades like myself, QQQ is one of the most popular securities out there, one of the most heavily traded, one of the most liquid securities day in and day out. Now, before I get myself into any trouble, got to read the disclaimer to you. The information provided in this presentation is based on our proprietary research and is intended for illustrative purposes only and are not to be construed as specific advisory recommendations. Stocks and options trading have large potential rewards, but also large potential risks. The past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. See our terms of use on the bigtrends.com homepage for more information. So just a little quick information about me and Big Trends. So if you've never heard of Big Trends was founded by Price Headley in November of 1999. So that means we're quickly approaching our 26th anniversary. Fun little fact for you, I was actually one of Price's earliest clients back when he launched Big Trends. You can see that I have a background in the financial services industry, but if you look there at the last bullet point, I'll be with Price and his team 14 years on the 26th of this month. On the front lines, every trading day, interacting with traders just like yourself. If you're looking for some help with your trading, maybe our QQQ options playbook strategy can help you. So what are you going to learn today? As I just said, QQQ options playbook is the name of the trading system. Here at Big Trends, we call them alert services. You can call it a subscription. You can call it a newsletter. We're going to talk about how we boosted results with less work, tactics from our many decades of experience. Again, being on the front lines here at Big Trends for almost 14 years, interacting with traders just like yourself. Most folks do not want to screen watch all day long. If you do, that's fine, that's great. But just based on my experience, most folks don't want to do that. One of the things that I also have learned over my several years of experience is most people are visual learners. So I'm gonna have a lot of case studies for you today, chart examples, so you can see what these trades look like. And then I'm gonna let you inside of the QQ options playbook strategy. And of course, have a special offer for you at the end of my presentation. So let's talk about the strategy guidelines of QQQ options playbook. Average holding period, 2 days or less, but no day trades. All right. So if you're worried about being labeled a pattern day trader, no worries when you subscribe to our QQQ options playbook. We're in and out of these trades in very short order. So what type of strategy? So we're technicians here at Big Trends. You may have noticed on my bio, background in finance, Price Headley, our founder and CEO, economics degree. He's a CMT, CFA. So we understand financials and all that stuff. But we have found over our years of experience using technical analysis is the best way to go for short-term trading. So our team, Price and his analysts, are using 3 different percent R, that stands for percent range, okay, signals analyzed on a daily chart. So what options do we trade? Straight calls and puts, so no spreads of any kind. And as you can see down there at the bottom, using 3 DTE expiration. Well, what does that mean? That just means 3 days until expiration. So when I first started trading and investing back when I was 18 years old, all we had were monthly options. If you're newer to options, monthly options expire the 3rd Friday of every month. And now securities like the Qs have options that expire every day. So when we send out a signal to our QQQ options playbook clients, we are using 3-day until expiration options. So as I said earlier, we're using a daily chart. So listen to this. Remember I was talking about screen watching? You don't have to do that with a subscription to our QQQ options playbook because new trades can only trigger once per day. Now they can come out Monday through Friday if the market's open, but they're going to be sent 3:40 p.m. Eastern time. So in that last little bit of the trading day. Now you may say, well, Chris, the market closes at 4. That's accurate. Your trading platform bell will go off at 4 o'clock Eastern time. However, these cues trade until 4:15. The options on the cues trade until 4:15 Eastern time. So this defined scanning session eliminates noise and allows us to use the power of those 3-day until expiration options. Now you see eliminates noise there. I put it in red with our team, okay? Why? There's so many sources of information out there. Again, I told you, I've been doing this since I was 18 years old, 56 years old now. It's amazing to me how much information flies around out there, okay? And to me, a lot of it is noise and chatter. That's why we're technicians. We follow the patterns. And scanning for these signals every day has resulted in high trade frequency, something I've heard over the years here at Big Trends, that traders, they want action, and they also want large profit potential. Now let's talk about that, right? So how to get the most bang for your buck while managing your risk. Now these 3-day until expiration options allows us to get a ton of leverage for a small investment. Check this out. The average contract price has been $4.13 per contract over the last 12 months. So you can do this strategy for as little as $500 a trade based on the average over the past year. Now, trades are exited after 2 days at 3:40 p.m. Eastern time if they have not been closed before then. This avoids being affected by the final day of volatility. So remember, we're trading 3-day until expirations where we're getting out of the trade before that last day of expiration to avoid volatility. Now you see this line here, if they've not been closed before then, well, we target 100%, okay, and we're using a 50% stop. So please hear me when I say this. It's not an absolute. Not all trades are going to be 50% losses. Not all trades are going to be 100% wins. As it says there, we will exit a trade if neither of those parameters are reached. So step 2, let's look for a specific setup. Now, each trading day is going to fall into one of 8 categories. 3 of those categories are tradable patterns. So 37.5% to fall back on some of my old brokerage days when stocks traded in eighths. We look for the percent R. Again, percent R stands for percent range, or your trading platform may have it as Williams percent R. We give all credit to Larry Williams, but he used a negative scale. A lot of trading platforms now use a positive scale and have named the indicator percent R, 0 to 100. We like that. We like that positive scale. And we're going to look for these setups within certain windows using candlestick patterns. Now, our team, again, Price Headley is our founder and CEO, and his team of analysts, they use the historical profit factor to determine which days were the best for long trades, short trades, or neither. So as I said, people are looking for frequency, but they're also looking for accuracy, right? And based on my multiple decades of experience, some days the best trade is not trading at all right? As much as you may be itching for a trade, maybe you're on a hot win streak and you're like, man, I got to keep this thing going. Don't force the action if it doesn't fit your system. So historical profit factor, what does that mean? It just means based on trading the cues within this system over time, it has shown a positive edge. Now, past performance, right, doesn't guarantee future results. Future results are going to vary. But let's talk about some results because people always want to know. So this trading system, again, is called QQQ Options Playbook. As you can see down there in the bottom left, it was started in January of 2023. Up to date through this morning, if you'd allocated up to $5,000 per trade, all wins, all losses, no compounding, no commission, no subscription fee, you'd made $101,130. And as you can see over here on the left, that's a 404% return if you'd started with a $25,000 account back then. Now, as you can see in the banner, traders with smaller accounts can trade fewer contracts. So remember, I told you based off the last 12 months, you can actually do this strategy for about $500 a trade. Now let's break it down to $1,000 a trade and starting with a $5,000 account all the way back to the inception in January of 2023. $18,148 in gross profit, a 362% return. Again, no commission, no subscription fee. But again, folks, this is all wins, all losses, no compounding. Of course, they make us tell you this, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. So let's review a recent winning trade. Then I'm going to explain more about how QQQ Options Playbook works. So as I told you earlier, every chart is a what? It's a daily chart. So let's just write daily up here if you just joined. These are daily charts, okay? So each bar, each candle, 1 day of trading action. Now you're going to notice that all case studies today are based on allocating up to but no more than $1,000 a trade. Nice round number before any commission or subscription investment. I told you earlier the technical indicator that our team is using. This is percent R down here at the bottom. All right. So you already know some parameters about the system. You know we're using daily charts. You know we're looking for price action patterns. You know that we're using percent R indicator. And you know that we're using 3-day until expiration options, right? And this is just the first case study. So we enter this trade on Thursday, September 4th. Why do we enter that trade? Well, you see percent R down here at the bottom in this upper third in that breakdown of the indicator. Now, what I'm not going to tell you today is the exact setting that Price and our team of analysts use for percent R. However, when you do subscribe today with the special offer that I have for you, one of the resources that you'll get access to in addition to your trades, we call it the settings and rules sheet. It's a 2-page PDF breaking down the trading system for you in bullet points, paragraphs, so you know exactly why Price and our team are sending you these trade alerts. If you're not interested, that's fine. You can just sit back and get your trades, but we are there to help educate you if you want to be educated. So we get the percent R indicator down here where we like it. We get a gap up from the prior morning and rally higher, and we enter that trade. Now on that Friday morning, it hit our 100% profit target before the market flipped. I believe last Friday, a week ago, the jobs report came out. Initially, the markets, if you will, liked it, and then people started dissecting it and thinking about it, and the market flipped. So that's why we use 100%. We're not greedy. We're like, man, if we can double our money, especially in less than what? You get in at 3:40 p.m. on the 4th, and you're out that next morning, you're in that trade less than an hour, total market time. Think about that. Making 100%. That trade generated $740 in gross profit. And you see that contract price was $3.70 a contract. As I shared with you earlier, the average has been $4.13 over the past 12 months. Now, I told you this earlier as well. Not all winning trades are going to hit 100%. Here's a time stop example, because remember, we'll exit these trades if they don't hit the 50% stop or the 100% profit target. We got a gap up here, a move higher. We've got percent R down here in the upper range that we like. And then 2 trading days later, we close it down for 70.30% per the time stop rule. $516 on that trade. Remember, all trades today are based on allocating up to but no more than $1,000 a trade before any commission or subscription investment. Now, we're trading a single ticker, right? We're dialing it in. We're keeping you focused. We're trading one security and one security owner only. As I told you earlier, it is one of the most highly traded securities every day. Liquidity is fantastic, and frequency has not been an issue. As I mentioned earlier, we start off targeting 100% for each trade, which was achieved with these next 2 trades, right? So we get in on November 4th, last fall, we enter $4 and a penny. We get out the next day for 100.75%. Now you're going to notice on this call trade, percent R is down here in the bottom, right? So different than what I've shared with you so far on those first 2 case studies. Why? Because if you've been following me for the entirety of the presentation, there's 3 tradable patterns that our team looks for. This is the second one, all right? So now we look for percent R to be in that bottom third. And if you just joined, this is percent R, which stands for percent range. Now we get a gap down and a move down and an oversold reading on the percent R indicator. We enter, we close here, and that trade, excuse me, makes $808. And then the very next day, we get a signal like I showed you on the first two case studies. We get a gap up and a close higher. Percent R is in this upper range. The very next day, it gaps higher and hits the 100% profit target, 100.49%. That trade generated $822. And if you look at these contract prices, 409, 401. Okay, again, on average, you can do this strategy for as little as $500 based off the 12-month average. Now, listen, I am grateful, like you heard me tell Anthony in the beginning, I am grateful that Anthony has invited us back to speak to you all today. I am grateful to my boss for giving me the opportunity to present to you. Based on my years of experience, I want to share something with you, as you can see here on the slide. Not all trades are going to be winning trades. Not all trades are going to hit the 50% stop. Not all trades are going to hit the 100% profit target, right? Some trades are going to be time stops, but there will be losing trades. So if you're expecting perfection, please do not sign up today when I share the special offer with you. Glad that you're here, glad that you're watching. But if you're expecting perfection, we're not perfectionists. We're dedicated, we're determined, we're systematic. As I told you, we're technicians. But let's address losses. Why? Because they're real. They're going to happen. Here's a trade where we got into some calls, right? You see the candle movement that we like, a gap up here, move higher, right? You got the percent R indicator in the overbought area with that gap and move higher, and the trade just flipped and went down the next day. We got stopped out for 53.15%. Here's another example. About a month ago, we get into calls. Again, percent R in the top piece. Got a gap down and a move higher, a move that we like. Gap down that next morning, we got stopped out, as you can see there, for 50.17%. Losses are going to happen. Ray, thank you for your nice comment. He says you're solid. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. So listen, QQQ Options Playbook has been finding an average of 8 new options trades per month. So not a trade every day. Remember, this is strategic. 3 out of 8 tradable patterns. 3. So you're not going to get a trade every day. Strategic. So let's look at this trade. Here's some calls. Look at this gap down. Market had been moving downwardly, gaps down, but it closes higher with percent R in that top third. We enter that trade. It gaps up the next day and rallies, hits our 100% profit target. That trade made $553. Well, why only $553 if we're using $1,000 per trade? Because the contract price was $553. So under that premise, you can only trade one contract, right? Again, all before commissions or subscription investment. And of course, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Here's a trade that we entered on June 23rd, 430 a contract. Market essentially opened flat, but it rallied higher. Percent R in the overbought area that we like with that move. And then look at this gap up, making 100%. That trade generated $860 because you could have done 2 contracts under the $1,000 premise. Here's a trade in June as well. Market's ramping higher. We get a gap up from this close, moves higher to confirm. Percent R, if you just joined, this is percent R down here for percent range, and it ramps higher for us. 2 days later, making 100%, $792 on that trade, $396 per contract. Now, I'm surprised nobody's asked. Yes, we talk about 3 days until expiration, right? Options. But nobody's asked about the option selection process. Well, our team, again, Price Headley is our founder and CEO. They use the average true range, ATR. Now, that's one of the things you'll find out when you sign up today on the settings and rules sheet is how our team uses ATR and what setting they use for ATR to assist them in the option selection process. So it's not just as easy as you trying to take my chart examples today and going, all right, I'm putting percent R on my chart. I'm going to go back and look at the days that he got in and try to figure out what percent R in setting that they're using. That's fine. You can try to backdoor that if you'd like. But what you're not going to know is the option selection process. It's one of the reasons why you would hire us based off that historical profit factor that I've told you about. Here's a trade about a month ago, 6 weeks ago. These are calls. We got a gap up and a rally higher. We've got percent R in that overbought area that we like, and then we get a gap up that next morning, making 100%. That trade generated $936. Why? Because it was $312 a contract. You could do 3 contracts there under the $1,000 threshold. Here's a trade for you on August 21st. Saying you're buying calls here after this? You're stepping in buying calls after this down move. Yes, we are. Why? Because we have the oversold reading on percent R that we like. We're not trying to call an absolute bottom, all right? We're not saying, hey, the pressure is done. We're just saying it needs to stop for a couple days. And we hit it right the very next day for 100%, $852 in gross profit on that trade. See there, $2.84 per contract on that trade. Trading 3-day until expiration options can be seen as aggressive. Anybody think that? Anybody out there trading like this? But with our unique trade management, it has been extremely successful. Here's a reminder how the strategy has performed over time. So if you just joined QQQ Options Playbook, we call it an alert service. You can call it a trading system, a newsletter, a subscription, whatever you'd like to call it, but the name is QQQ Options Playbook. It was started in January of 2023. And as of this morning, if you started with a $25,000 account, allocating $5,000 a trade, you'd be up $130, right? $101,130 gross profit, no commission, no subscription investment. That's a 404% return, trading one security, no compounding, adding up all wins, subtracting all losses. Think about it. Again, if you just joined, breaking it down to $1,000 a trade, same time frame, 362% return with a $5,000 account, $1,000 trade, $18,148 gross profit before any commission or subscription investment. As they make us tell you, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Future results are going to vary. But here's an example of a $5,000 account, what that looks like visually. $5,000 has grown to $23,148. As you saw, $18,148 of that is gross profit. $5,000, $1,000 a trade, no commission, no subscription investment. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Anthony and his team at Traders Corner, right, invited us, they invited you. And so since you're a Traders Corner attendee, I haven't received approval to offer you a fantastic trading opportunity. I told you in the beginning it was coming. Now it's the time for you to decide if you want to put big trends on your trading team and sign up with us today. I'm going to show you how you can get real-time trade alerts when this strategy finds a trade. But this is only available to the first 34 traders. And Anthony and his team can vouch for me. There's more than 34 of you in the room today. The last time we did this to Anthony's team, tons of traders signed up. And you may say, well, what about having too many subscribers? Folks, that's not a concern. Why? Because QQQ is one of the most highly traded securities out there, right? You can wipe all that worries away. Wow, 34 seems like a lot. It's not. It's not. If you're not trading the Qs, pull up a chart, look at the volume in the Qs. QQQ Options Playbook, 3 months. Trade with us for the next 3 months. Resources, Price Headley, again, our founder and CEO is going to do weekly video updates for you. You heard me reference the settings and rules sheet. It's a 2-page PDF. Those resources are going to reside in your Big Trends account. When you sign up today, you're going to get 2 emails. You're going to get a purchase receipt and a welcome email. In that welcome email, it's going to tell you how to find those resources. Also within that welcome email is going to be a special email address. It's a dedicated email address to Price and his analyst team. Should you have any questions about the trades, the trading system, how they use average true range in the option selection process, you can put Price and his 35+ years of experience, our team of analysts experience, on your side. Total package value, $891. Monthly list price, $297. But I told you, special package for you today. So 3 months, total package value, $891. Again, 34 traders can sign up today for just $177. And that's not per month. It's not $177 per month. I know I showed you $297 month list price. Price and our marketing team approved for me to come to you today at $177 for 90 days worth of access. And guess what? It does not automatically renew. How do you sign up? You go to members.bigtrends.com/corner. Now I'm going to take you there. Okay. Looks like Anthony maybe have already put that in there. No, let me put that in there real quickly. members.bigtrends.com/corner. And I'm going to take you to our checkout cart and check out how easy this is. It's 1 page, simple, and it's secure. Let's start over here at the top left. Billing information, first name, last name, email. Please put in your trading email address so you can get your purchase receipt, your welcome email today, and you could get your first trade as soon as Monday afternoon. Contact information, Anthony did put that for you in the chat box. It's also listed here in the checkout cart in 2 locations. You see that we take the 4 major credit cards, Visa, MasterCard, Amex, Discover. If you slide down to the bottom of the column, you'll see that we also take PayPal. So 5 ways for you to sign up. Again, it will not automatically renew. So how will that work? How will renewal work? 3 days prior to your expiration, our team will send you an email presenting you with the opportunity to renew. If you had missed that email, you ignore it, no worries. Your subscription will simply expire 3 days later. Terms and conditions are listed in 2 locations, 1 there, 1 down here, and the contact information is listed at the bottom as well. It's 1-800-BIG-TRENDS. That's 1-800-244-8736 or email clientcare@bigtrends.com. The office is closed today, but somebody will be back in on Monday at 9 a.m., but you're taking the chance that one of those 34 spots are going to be gone. And as it says down here in the footer, we're here to help. Remember, we've been around for almost 26 years. I've been here for almost 14 of them. And don't forget, I was one of Price's earliest clients when he launched Big Trends. Members is plural, Big Trends is plural.com/corner. Lock down your 3-month subscription for just $177. Little FAQ here for you. What type of strategy is used? Buying calls or puts. So no spreads of any kind. If you can just simply buy a call or buy a put, you can sign up. How are you going to receive those trade alerts? Via email. As I said in the checkout cart, put in that email address that you want to use to get your trades. You see out here to the far right, WhatsApp. We do not text. We don't text, okay? For almost 2 years now, we've been using the free, no-cost app called WhatsApp. You can put it on your computer, your laptop, your tablet, mobile device, or all of them. You can put it on all 4 of those devices. It's free. There's no cost. Do you have to use WhatsApp? You do not. You can simply get your trades via email. But once again, we do not text. WhatsApp is faster, more efficient, and again, it's free. Beats texting handily. When are the new trades sent? Remember, you don't have to screen watch. 3:40 p.m. Eastern time or when the new trades come out. When are the trades closed using the time stop? Remember, I showed you that case study. We get in, and if we haven't hit the 50% stop or the 100% profit target, we will close that trade down 2 trading days later at 3:40 p.m. We get you in, we get you out. I'll show you a trade example here in just a few minutes. Remember, the system averages about 8 trades a month. Day trades, not a worry. Average contract price, you've heard me mention this a few times throughout the presentation, $4.13 a contract. Resources, remember, if you want to utilize them, if you just want to sit back and get your trades, that's great. If you want to learn more, that's great as well. Price Headley, doing weekly video updates for you. Settings and rule sheet, if you want to learn the trading system, and a dedicated email address to Price and the team should you have any questions about your trading system or the trades. Now let's review the recent winning trade one more time. So if you just joined, this is a daily chart. Daily chart. So each bar, each candle, red or green, represents 1 day of trading action. The indicator down here at the bottom is %R, stands for percent range. On this particular trade, we got a gap up and a move higher, and we have the %R in the overbought area. One of the 3 tradable patterns that we like. Got in, got out that morning of the jobs report before the market flipped, hitting our 100% profit target. That trade made $740. So as I said, what do these trade alerts look like? Thank you for asking. September 4th, 3:40 p.m. Eastern time, buy to open. If you're not familiar with that terminology, it's trader jargon. Just means you're starting in a new position. I'm going to a college football game this evening. There's going to be some tailgating going on. If you were to be there and you walked up, I would say, hey, what's your favorite beverage? Water, soda, adult beverage? And if it had a lid on it, you'd have to open it. Same thing with these trades. You've got to open a trade to trade it. Buy to open. Remember, we're only trading one security and one security only, the Qs. We tell you exactly the expiration to use. September 9th. Remember, Qs have options that expire every trading day. We tell you the exact strike price. Remember, we're using ATR, average true range, ATR, in the option selection process. This is a call, so you know the direction. We even give you the option symbol down here at the bottom, and we tell you what to pay to get in that trade. And we also remind our subscribers that these options trade until 4:15 p.m. Eastern time. All right, don't forget that. I learned that the hard way several years ago. Got surprised in a negative way. So please remember that. The next morning, before the market opens, 9:15 a.m. Eastern time, the bell rings at 9:30. We give you the stop, $1.85. We give you the target, $7.40. So if you want to, you can set up a bracket order so you don't have to screen watch. You can set up what's called an OCO. One cancels the other. I use them a lot. I do a lot of presentations here at Big Trends. Okay. So I have trades on. I don't have time to watch them while I'm doing a webinar presentation. So I'm using OCOs. It just simply tells the trading platform, if one of those levels is reached, execute it, and then immediately cancel the other level. So as you know from this example, the stop was canceled and the profit target was hit. Do you have to use OCOs? You do not. But as I told you earlier, we get you in, we get you out. You know exactly what to trade, you know what to pay, and you know what the parameters of the trade are before the market opens. So what's this trade look like? Well, if you'd allocated up to $1,000 to that trade, it would have been 2 contracts, $740 in that trade. Because if you trade a third contract, you've been over the $1,000. Hit that profit target of $740, that's $1,480 less the $740, make $740 because it was an even 100% gain. Before commissions, before subscriptions. Think about that. You could get your first trade Monday afternoon, and even if it's a time stop trade that's slightly positive, depending on what size trader you are, it could cover today's special package. Remember, it's 3 months, $891 retail. That's getting marked out, right? We're marking that out. First 34 traders can lock down 3 months for $177 when they go to members.bigtrends.com/corner. Don't delay, act today. Now listen, I told you I've been here at Big Trends for almost 14 years. The 26th of this month will be my 14th anniversary. Told you Price Headley started the business back in November of 1999, so quickly approaching the 26th anniversary. One of the joys of my job is getting to know you as a trader, how you trade, what do you think, and also learning about your family if you want to share. I've had some great conversations with our clients over the years. And one of the things that I like is when our clients share with us testimonials, unpaid, unsolicited. So I'm going to read you a couple testimonials. And remember, these are unpaid, unsolicited. High price, just wanted to thank you for your QOP trade setups. I'm finally growing my small account after many years of failure and stalemate. Though I'm not courageous enough to stay in for 100%, 85 and 90% have been great for my account. I'm so encouraged now. Thanks again, Joan F. Unpaid, unsolicited. And here's one from Tom W. Bear with me. Dear Chris and all at Big Trends, I cannot thank you enough for always working with me to smooth out issues or questions I have with my subscriptions. I've been with you now for 10 years plus and don't regret for 1 minute for choosing BT as my #1 and only trading organization now. I spent years prior to BT trying many different programs and all without success until Big Trends. Not once have I ever had an issue that BT could not fix or suggest a way to correct. Their customer service is the best and above all others I've dealt with prior, and never without a quick response or phone call to answer any questions or issues I was dealing with in my account, and always with professional and courteous responses every time. You will not regret joining this team of experts, and I'm sure you will always be pleased with their professionalism and knowledge in trading, especially with options. I'm blessed to be a part of this organization and always will, Tom W. Again, folks, unpaid, unsolicited testimonials. Remember, $5,000 account, $1,000 to trade, all wins, all losses since the inception in January of 23 through this morning, it would be a $23,148 account. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Future results are going to vary. But remember, this trade that we just closed about a week ago made $740 in hardly no time. Remember, we got in at 3:40 p.m. on the 4th of September, and you saw the gap open on the morning of the 5th, hitting our target, 740. So total time in the trade, less than an hour market time. Now listen, past performance is no guarantee of future results, and not every trade is going to be a winner. I showed you some losses today. We've talked about time stops. I've shared a lot of information with you. But one trade could cover your special package today. 3 months, retail pricing, $891. First 34 traders, $177. Remember, that's not per month. That's for all 3 months, and it does not automatically renew. Members, bigtrends.com/corner. Members.bigtrends.com/corner. Let's go to that page one more time in case you just joined us. I threw some information for you in the chat box. Remember, the office is closed today. Someone will be in on Monday at 9 a.m. But the contact information is up here at the top. It's at the bottom, as I shared earlier. You see this email field highlighted in red. Why? Can't tell you how many times over the years people type in the wrong email address, or maybe they type in their secret email address, but not their trading email address. And then they're wondering why they're not getting their trades. Folks, I know you're excited to sign up. We cannot wait to do business with you. Take your time, put that email address in there correctly. 4 major credit cards: Visa, MasterCard, Amex, Discover. We also take PayPal, as you can see down there at the bottom. 5 ways to sign up. $177, does not renew automatically, okay? It won't. No surprise charges from us, not going to happen. $177 gets you in for 3 months. Remember, it's members, plural, bigtrends, plural.com/corner. Members.bigtrends.com/corner, all for $177. Anthony, you out there?
I am.
All right.
Thank you,
Well,
Chris.
I mean, I tried to get it closer this time, Anthony, but as you can tell, I get so excited. I get moving on these slides. There wasn't a lot of questions, so maybe I covered everything that was on people's minds. If they've got some questions, they can throw them in now. If you want me to stick around, or if you got your next guest ready to go, however you want to do. You tell me what you prefer.
If you have some free time, our
Sure.
next guest isn't here yet.
Okay.
So I want to ask you, so
Yeah.
who's your team? University of Kentucky?
Yes. Yes.
And is
Yes.
that the game you're going to go to today?
Yes, they play Eastern Michigan tonight.
Yeah.
It's a night game. It's the first night game of the year. They had a tough loss last week to Ole Miss, Mississippi.
Yes.
But we are season ticket holders. Our family's 4 generations deep at the University of Kentucky. So
Wow.
as poorly as the football team was last year, yes, I'm back over this year with hope and optimism that we're going to do okay this year. So we love it. Our family goes. A lot of good friends, and it's supposed to be a beautiful day here today. So looking forward to that. Do you have a team yourself?
University of Florida and University of Miami, just alumni.
Okay,
Two really good programs as well. I think you have a
absolutely.
really great coach, don't you? Is that Stoops?
Well,
Is
it
Stoops
is
the coach?
Stoops. It is
Yeah.
Stoops. He's done a good job, but I think he's maybe getting a little comfortable in the position, if you will. So the
Hmm.
recruiting's been a little lackluster. He lost his main recruiter to our rival down the road. A gentleman named Vince Morrow left and went to Louisville, which I find an interesting move. So we've had some issues with offensive coordinators over the last 5 or 6 years. I don't know if you know who Liam Cohen is. He's the offensive coordinator in the NFL. He was with the Rams, and then he came to us for a year, and then he left, and then he came back, and then now he's gone. I think he's at Tampa Bay. I can't remember, but so we've had some movement in offensive coordinators, and that's just hard to get quarterbacks and receivers that hop in, and they're like, well, who's going to be running the playbook? And it's changing all the time.
It sounds like maybe Stoops surrounded himself around some good people and they're getting poached from him. Is that
Yes.
possible as well? Yeah, that's what it
Right,
looks like.
right.
He's coaching
Florida's got a
people
big
up and
game
they're
today.
taking them. Yeah. Yep.
Florida's got a big game today, and so does University of Miami. Don't they play South Florida, who beat Florida last week?
I'm not I think you're right. And South Florida's on fire right now.
Yeah, they are.
That's a good program.
It
Yeah.
is. It is. It is. Okay. Anything else I can answer for you?
No, we went off topic. That was good though. I
That's all
appreciate it.
right. That's all right. You know me. We've done this enough times. You know I love to chat.
Thank you, Chris.
I,
That was
Anthony, thank you.
we appreciate it, man. Enjoy the
Thank,
game today.
thank you. See you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thanks. Chris, really clear actionable option strategies. Take advantage. That seems like an amazing price there. 90 days for 177. Really enjoy big trends. That's really what they focus on, are big trends. Thanks, Chris.